quality, the best guarantees, and the best UV flashlights from uberlights.com.
All right, before I get into the rest of this, I think I need to make a slight adjustment. Twitter is not reporting. They're not reporting either to camp. But they're reporting a different name. A different name of the show. Like, what in the world is up with that? Hey, welcome, Twitter. And I don't know where else we are. I think we're on the other channel now, too. It wasn't going. It didn't kick off. It's going now, but it's also showing a different name. I don't know why. But anyway, number 15. We're going to get into now the practice structure, like I said, and the overall performance of what happened today. Detroit's extended practice, but remained unpadded. The Lions increased the length and workload of practice today as they continued through the NFL's acclimation period. It's normal. They do it every year. Players remained in the shells or the spiders rather than in full pads. That'll be in a couple of days, limiting the definitive conclusions about trench play and physical run defense. Conclusions that we can't make now for a couple of weeks. But the team continued installing foundational offense and defensive concepts. No new significant injuries were observed during the practice itself. Detroit's first padded session will provide a much clearer evaluation of the offensive line, the defensive front, and the running game. The 16th point of practice today is the defense controlled the day. It was a big day for the defense. Detroit's defense produced the stronger overall practice. Now, that front generated regular disruption today. The secondary kept the passing game in front of it, and the unit recorded the first interception of camp. The offense focused heavily on screens, quick throws, and the foundational installations today rather than repeating the vertical attack that they did yesterday. When Goff and the other quarterbacks attempted the deeper passes, Detroit generally had multiple defenders positioned to contest the target. The performance today was encouraging for a defense that surrendered too many explosive plays last season, although absence of pads and Gibbs limits that the significance of the result today. Like, not even going to lie. Got a couple more waves to go yet. Defensive front developments today. Tyler Lacey continued working with the first team front. That's a huge development for me. Like that just came out of left field. But I'm glad he's getting to work, and I can't wait to see it on Sunday. The defensive line the first defensive line used during team periods featured Hutchinson, McNeil, Tyleik Williams, and Tyler Lacey. Lacey's continued first team involvement is becoming more than a temporary experiment. Detroit values his ability to play the 3-tech or the heavier big end position. I mean, just add a switch, right? He appeared in 10 games last year with 4 starts, recording 21 tackles and just 1 sack. His versatility of going inside out could become especially valuable as Detroit moves toward a more flexible movement-based front. 18, that goes to Big 9-7, Aiden Hutchinson. He delivered Blake Miller's first major NFL lesson. First-round rookie right tackle Blake Miller took every conventional first-team rep today for the second consecutive day. And during 11-on-11 periods, Hutchinson attacked the outside before using his established inside counter. Miller leaned in the wrong direction, and Hutchinson entered the backfield, virtually untouched. Miller has otherwise looked athletic and technically composed during the unpadded open practices, and it's this type of an environment that's even going to make him better. The rep didn't damage his standing, obviously. It illustrated the level of detail and recovery ability that is required against elite NFL rushers like Aiden Hutchinson. It gave Miller a very valuable lesson early. Number 19, Detroit's interior defenders today are consistently creating pressure. McNeil repeatedly penetrated gaps, including several victories against Scruggs. Tyleik Williams also reached the backfield and showed improved range when moving outside the tackle box. Levi Onwuzurike, he rotated with the first team at the 3 Tech and also received work at the big end. He reportedly beat Scruggs to disrupt a running play. Mekhi Wingo on the field finally generated some noticeable pressure lower on the depth chart, while rookies Skylar Gill-Howard and Tyree West continue receiving developmental opportunities. The group's quickness is evident, but the padded practices, again, I have to say it, they're going to determine whether or not that penetration holds up against the physical run blocking that we're expecting to see out of this offensive line. Number 20, DJ Wonnum, Ahmed Hassanin, strengthening the edge rotation. Wonnum produced a would-be sack today, another pressure and a deflection on a quick screen intended for St. Brown. Hassanin also created pressure today and reached the backfield on a play that could have become a tackle for loss in live action. With Turner unavailable, both players received increased opportunities. Wonnum is competing for significant snaps opposite of Aiden. Hassanin's improved conditioning and transition toward the heavier big end role really gives Detroit another developmental power option that he feels well suited for. The linebacker developments today were fantastic. Number 21, Derek Barnes recorded the first interception of camp. Barnes produced the defense's biggest play of the day. And that makes me excited because we were just talking about his interceptions 2 days ago, or his interception last year, 2 days ago. Anyway, Barnes aligned as though he were blitzing through the B gap, then he dropped into coverage and then stepped into Goff's throwing lane. Goff attempted to find Laporta crossing the formation, but apparently never saw Barnes. Barnes read Goff's eyes, anticipated the route, and completed the interception. The play was significant, right? I mean, anytime you get an interception, it's significant. Detroit is expanding Barnes' off-ball responsibilities. After the departure of Alex Anzalone, when the Lions move into that nickel defense, Barnes is going to remain on the field. And now the Lions are testing him in space and on passing downs. Number 22, it's also about Barnes. Barnes studied Anzalone's passing game role. Barnes said that he spent the offseason studying all of Anzalone's game film and technique. His new responsibilities require more zone awareness, quarterback reading, and route recognition, more so than his previous Sam and edge-heavy assignments. Barnes remains capable of rushing the passer, attacking the gaps, and setting the edge. If he proves reliable in coverage, Detroit can keep him on the field in nickel packages instead of treating him as a base-only defender. A versatility, man, that's what the Lions are looking for. But again, today's interception really demonstrated the potential value of this expanded role. Number 23, Jimmy Rolder continued handling second-team Mike duties. The fourth-round rookie remained Detroit's second-team middle linebacker throughout practice today. He appeared comfortable identifying plays, communicating the front, and aligning the defense. He also produced a would-be sack during a blitz. Rolder's early Mike assignment is significant because it places substantial mental responsibility on the rookie. Detroit is asking him to understand the entire structure rather than learning a limited role at one of the other positions. His processing and communication have been encouraging throughout the first 2 practices. Next up, we're going to do the secondary developments in the final few points of the day. We need to do that right when we get back.
The season is here, and you want the latest news and rumors on your Detroit Lions. Head to SportsSpider.com, that's sports, SPYDER.com, where you can get your Lions news and all your sports in one place. Man, this site is packed with your favorite podcasts, live news, articles from local writers, and insiders, all updating in real time. Not just the Lions, every major sports team, including MMA, UFC, and so much more. Don't want to waste time searching? Sign up for free. Create your ultimate sports news hub. You control what hits your feed at SportsSpider, your number one source for all your sports. Visit SportsSpider.com today, right after the show.
All right, and we're back. Let's get into point 24. We are almost done with today's announcements and observations. Secondary developments. Avonte Maddox produced the highlight pass breakup today. Maddox continued working as one of Detroit's temporary starting safeties, working into a more expanded role himself. He showed quick reactions against the running plays and broke sharply on passes from depth. His best moment came when he ranged across the field and elevated over St. Brown to break up a potential explosive completion. Maddox is best known as a nickel corner. Last year, he had some opportunity at playing the post in the absence of Kirby Joseph. Detroit is now evaluating his instincts, his range, his experience, and how it can translate into a larger free safety role, especially while Joseph, Branch, and Isian are unavailable. 25, Detroit emphasized preventing explosive passes. Yesterday, it worked well. Today, it worked well. The defense kept most of that action underneath. I've got to take another brief break. Gunner saying he's doing the potty dance. I'll be right back.
Middle caught inside the 5. Jahmyr Gibbs to the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. 14 yards on the strike. Goff to Gibbs. You can't cover that man one-on-one. You just can't do it.
Nice job.
Jared takes the snap back, looking, throwing middle. Got Amon-Ra inside the 2, to the 1, to the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Nice job.
Mariota's got it back. Pressure comes. He's hit. Slips out of it. Rolling to his right. Now he's going down. Brian Branch got him. Sack for the Lions. Snap taken by Mariota. Wants to throw it. Gonna get hit. Gonna get sacked.
Yes,
Take it
sir.
down. Brian Branch got him second time today.
Nice job.
Hands it to Gibbs, running right, runs through a tackle, gets down to the 10, Gibbs through the 5, still fighting, down to the 2, down to the 1, to the end zone!
Yes.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions! He did not quit!
Nice job.
All right, and we're back. So we left off, I think, at point 25, where the Lions today in practice emphasized controlling the deeper part of the field, reducing the explosive pass plays. And the defense kept most of that action underneath today. Petzing's offense ran numerous screens, quick outs, and short route concepts. When the quarterbacks looked deeper, Detroit's defense generally had two defenders positioned near the target. Now, that emphasis directly addresses one of the defense's biggest 2025 failures in 24 and 23. And that was long completions and touchdowns from outside the red zone. It remains early, obviously unpadded, but the spacing and the communication were much cleaner today than they have been in previous stretches of all last season. Number 26, offensive line developments today. Blake Miller again strengthened his hold on the right tackle position. He again handled all of the traditional first-team right tackle reps. And as I mentioned earlier, he got his lesson today. Borum also worked with the second team and entered first-team packages primarily as the sixth offensive lineman. That deployment increasingly suggests that Miller has moved beyond merely competing for the job and is being prepared as the expected starter. His loss to Hutchinson today, it was dramatic, but isolated. The broader evaluation still remains positive because of Miller's foot speed, his athleticism, and his ability to process Detroit's offensive installations. Number 27, point 27, Juice Scruggs continued as the first-team left guard. Again, with Mahogany still unavailable, he was included as the primary starting left guard today during the second practice. The defensive front challenged him. They challenged him a lot throughout practice. McNeil created multiple victories against him, and Levi Onwuzurike reportedly disrupted a run through his gap. Scruggs' versatility at center and guard remains useful, but the early results right now underline why Mahogany is still viewed as the likely starter once he's medically cleared. The competition will become more meaningful after the pads are introduced, and I have to keep putting out that public service announcement because Juice Scruggs will be a different player when the pads come on. A much different player. So don't get all, worried or, talking smack about Juice Scruggs because he's having a rough day, it's day 2, right? Talk to me in 2 weeks, and we'll see where we're at. If it's still continuing, then I think we have our answer. But right now, I think we're looking for good quality depth as opposed to, a bona fide starter. I think Mahogany's the guy. And who knows who will end up being the guy, but we'll find out soon. Offensive installation today and skill position developments. A lot. Petzing emphasized foundational installation today over the explosive production. They spent a significant amount of time installing their base concepts. Several plays were restarted because of missed assignments or incorrect alignments. Coaches stopped periods to correct positioning and demand cleaner execution. One note I didn't put in here. If you remember what Dan Campbell said very early in the process about a month ago, maybe even before that, was one of the biggest things that he was taking into the offseason and into training camp this year is making sure that the offense is not out of alignment, that they're not missing assignments, right? And when you have incorrect alignments, that's a problem. If the offense gets stalled out or if they get flagged for 5 or 10 or whatever, and it backs you up and it puts you out of field goal range or puts you out of your manageables, that changes the dynamic of the offense. So getting it right now, it's only day 2, but we don't want to see these things, right? When the pads come on and you're a week into it, this stuff has to go away. The Lions repeatedly reached similar concepts, screens, quick passes, and outside throws through different formations, motions, and personnel groups. The purpose appeared to be teaching players how Petzing creates the same outcome from multiple presentations, rather than maximizing day 2 production. So even though today was fairly light, it seemed like for the offense, this is another very good point to take away how smart Petzing is, right? He is really trying to engage this offense to get them to see his vision and what he wants this offense to be. And if you remember, again, all throughout the offseason, when I first started talking about Petzing, one of the first things I said about him is how good he is at marrying the run and the pass together. And when you have a guy that can do that, the offense can do whatever they want. Do me a favor, go subscribe to DetroitFootballJournal.com and just look up Petzing and go read through it. You'll see exactly what I said a few months ago. It still remains true today. So anyway, this process today, it did create some offensive inconsistency, right? Looked a little, gitchy here or there. But it did offer an early look at Petzing's emphasis on multiplicity. Number 29, Petzing. He created a favorable matchup today for Jameson Williams. One of the most revealing offensive designs used pre-snap motion to create a matchup between Williams and Malcolm Rodriguez. And I think we know who lost that one. But Williams quickly cleared underneath and then settled into the space between the cornerback and the safety along the sideline. Excuse me. The play demonstrated how Detroit can really use Williams' speed without relying exclusively on traditional deep routes. Petzing appears interested in using motion, formation, and personnel to force defenders into unfavorable coverage assignments before the snap. It's a little bit different than what we've run before. 30th point of the day, Cedric Wilson Jr. made the catch of the day. Wilson produced the practice's top offensive highlight. During 7-on-7 work, mind you, he began a quick outside route before turning vertically against Khalil Dorsey. Bridgewater placed the pass over Dorsey's extended arm toward Wilson's outside shoulder. Wilson elevated and completed a one-handed catch and remained in bounds before continuing up the sideline. Wilson is competing for a reserve receiver role after previous stops in Dallas, Miami, and New Orleans. The veteran entered camp with 126 career receptions and 12 touchdowns. That catch obviously strengthened his early case for the wide receiver 5 position. I got to get my vocal cords trained. I'll tell you what, man, ever since I had my thyroid removed, it's never been the same. Having to learn how to talk again and all that stuff, or not really talk again, but how to make sounds the same. It's some words I can't even handle anymore. But it hurts, man. It gets numb talking, this much all day. All right, where are we at? Number 31. Player of the day today, potentially. Greg Dortch. He is really separating himself, and it's early. It's day 2. But he's really separating himself at the 4th wide receiver position. Exactly where I had him pegged this year. It was JMO, it was St. Brown, or it was St. Brown, it was JMO, it was Tesla, and it was Dortch. That's the first 4 I see on the depth chart, and I think that'll carry into the top 53 when we get there. But Dortch continued mixing into the starting offense and appears to have established himself as the 4th receiver. His lateral movement, acceleration, and ability to stop and restart quickly have really stood out for the first 2 practices. Dortch is also is the leading candidate for both the primary return jobs, kick and punt. Now, Petzing can use them on screens, motion concepts, and the design touches that create opportunities in open space. St. Brown and Williams still remain the established starters, right, with Isaac Tesla also receiving positive reviews. But Dortch's versatility currently gives him the clearest advantage among the remaining receivers after the top 3. Number 32 point of the day, Jackson Meeks. He continued to show why his receiver movement at tight end is so special. Meeks officially changed positions from wide receiver to tight end this year, but his route running ability remains evident. During 7-on-7 work today, he aligned out in the slot, created separation on a wheel route, leaving cornerback Eric Hunter in the dust. Luke Altmaier did not target Meeks and instead threw to the opposite side, missing a potential touchdown opportunity. Now, I'll pause there because yesterday, Altmaier got read the riot act for holding on to the ball. Today, he missed Meeks, but he got rid of the ball. Maybe he should have held it for another quarter second. He would have seen Meeks. Kind of a double-edged sword, isn't it? The play demonstrated why Detroit is exploring Meeks as a hybrid tight end. His receiving movement can create matchup problems, but his roster chances will also depend on blocking and special teams. Free agent addition, or an addition during the offseason, tight end Miles Kitselman. He's the 33rd point of the day. He struggled. He struggled mightily. Undrafted tight end, not free agent, but anyway, he continued to receive some meaningful work today because of Conklin's injury, but it was a difficult practice. He's a young buck, man. He's an undrafted guy. Not that it matters, but Kitselman committed multiple pre-snap mistakes and received direct coaching after alignment and assignment errors in today's practice. The workload still demonstrates, though, that the Lions remain interested in his development and his potential. It also shows the mental demands of learning several tight end positions within a new offense. His early camp performance has been uneven after receiving encouraging first-team opportunities Wednesday. Well, now not looking so hot. Quarterback developments of the day, we'll start with Teddy Bridgewater, the 34th point of the day. He also produced an uneven practice. Bridgewater struggled during receiver drills. He missed high on a seam throw intended for Tay Martin. He forced receivers to adjust to several inaccurate passes. His performance improved during the teamwork portion of the day, including a strong completion to Dortch and the perfectly placed ball that Wilson secured with one hand. The day really demonstrated, though, both sides of Bridgewater's value. Occasional inconsistency as a passer, balanced by experience and the ability to recover during the competitive periods. However, like I said a couple weeks ago or last week, whatever it was, I just don't see Bridgewater as the answer. I think it's a mistake. I like him as a coach. I like him in Goff's ear. I like him on the sideline. I love all that. I love him in the locker room, right, as a fan. But as a backup quarterback that you're expecting to win some ball games with, I was really hoping that Brad would go out and do something this year, and he didn't. Purse strings are tight. Not a lot of availability around the league. Maybe something happens at 53 cuts. But I just don't see the Lions making a move after going through the install. They're not going to want to bring in another guy that hasn't been in camp to be the backup. And I think that's where Luke Altmaier may have a potential to make this roster if he shows massive improvement. And maybe, like I said before, if Teddy B doesn't want to be on the practice squad and end up being that emergency quarterback at some point, maybe he steps up to coaching. Maybe he hangs it up. We'll find out over the next few weeks. 35th point of the day. We're almost done. Luke Altmaier. He did show improvement, but he also struggled and was inconsistent. Altmaier did look better throwing the football today than he did in his first practice yesterday. His timing and processing still remain inconsistent. However, he failed to identify Meeks, like I said a moment ago, opening or on that for sure touchdown, and instead went the other direction, right? The rookie is still adjusting to the NFL pressure, right? The route timing, the speed of his reads, and his internal clock. He's trying to develop it. But it is an improvement from day one. It was encouraging, but the third-string quarterback right now remains early in his developmental process, and that's just where he is. Next up, we're going to do the running back developments. But before we do, I need about 10 seconds. Be right back.
Pressured by Hutchinson, he goes down again.
All right. Thank goodness we're almost done with this because my voice is trashed. Point 36 of the day, we're going to go to the running back room. Vaki stayed after practice today for some additional route work, showing his willingness to get as many snap opportunities as he can. Right? Vaki was the final player to leave the field today. He spent approximately 30 additional minutes practicing route running, including choice route footwork around blocking bags. During practice, Vaki made an incorrect decision on a choice route and was covered by Rodriguez. This speaks volumes of this kid, right? Rather than accepting the mistake, he immediately invested time in himself after practice. These are the reasons why Vaki's on the team. Vaki said his objective is to earn the trust of Detroit's top offensive players and prove that he'll be prepared whenever his role expands. And that was really it in the running back room because it's pretty light. Not a whole lot for Pacheco today. Special teams developments. Number 37 of the day, Jake Bates. He made 6 of 8 field goal attempts, missing 2. Man, he needs to learn how to get more perfect, you know? But Bates did convert 6 of 8 attempts today, approximately 33 to 53 yards out. Both misses came from roughly 43 yards, and that has to be his wheelhouse. Like 43 yards, that is where he's going to target a lot of field goals. Every kicker does. But the results deserve attention because Bates' field goal percentage declined from 89.7% in 2024 to 79.4% in 2025. And today and yesterday, he's batting 75%. He's going the wrong way. He needs to go the other way. One early camp period does not establish a trend. We know that. But improving is imperative, and it needs to be immediate. Consistency has to happen, especially throughout the summer and into the season. Number 38, Detroit opened his kickoff return competition once again. And after emphasizing punt returns Wednesday, Detroit worked extensively on kickoff coverage and returns on Thursday. The return candidates included, do we have a drum roll? I don't have a drum roll. Anyway, Greg Dortch, Tom Kennedy, Isaiah Pacheco, Dominic Lovett, Malik Cunningham, Lawrence Keys, And get this, Isaac Tesla. And number 1-4, Amon-Ra St. Brown. As you can expect, kick returns have increased dramatically across the NFL over the last season, rising from 32.8% of kickoffs in 24 to 74.5% in 2025. So it makes this position pretty important. All right, Dortch remains the early favorite because his acceleration, lateral quickness, and his previous return experience are a plus. Here's the bottom line of the day. Look, Detroit's second day produced 4 primary headlines. At least this is what I've taken away from it. Number 1 is the injury to Giovanni Manu. He's expected to be out 12 to 14 weeks. I expect him to be off the roster. Gibbs' contract hold-in continued without apparent organizational or locker room concern, which is a plus. Detroit's defensive front controlled practice and may be transitioning toward a more movement-based structure. Exactly what I've been telling y'all all off season. And last but not least, Derek Barnes. He recorded camp's first interception while showing the potential to replace part of Alex Anzalone's passing down role. Now, between all of those stories, Miller strengthened his hold on the starting job. Tyleik Williams earned praise for transforming his conditioning. Wilson produced the offensive highlight. Vaki continued building his running back role, and Detroit began evaluating its kickoff return candidates. The defense won day 2. The offense remained deep in the installation process. And the most significant concern came away from the field, where Manu's undisclosed summer injury created yet again another offensive line depth problem. And that is it for day 2 of training camp observations and announcements. And now we'll get into the chat. We'll open up the phone lines. Give me just a moment. Might be able to rest my voice. If I have to cancel tomorrow morning, you know why. I won't be able to talk. All right. I think we have audio. So anyway, another 37 points tonight. I think is what it was. What do we have? 37. I think we had like 32 yesterday. 38 points tonight. That's a lot. It's a lot to put together. It takes me about an hour just to put it together. And obviously making all the notes and the phone call at 6:00 is helpful to kind of tie everything together. Look, I think that the Lions are doing good. I mean, 2 days without a significant injury is great. Obviously Manu's not good, but without a significant injury to a major starter or to a player that's going to get significant amount of snaps. I guess I should have framed it that way. And there's some good headlines, man. I mean, some of the younger guys are starting to come alive. The names that we're not hearing enough of right now, right? The Tariq Blacks, the Lawrence Keys. Oh, gosh. Names escape me right now. Tariq Black, Tay Martin. Not hearing enough of those guys. Lucky Jackson. Not hearing enough of those guys right now. Now, they're way down the depth chart, and they're not going to get in a lot of this early stuff anyway because the starters and the second string are going to get the primary, workload. There's only so much time in the practice, that they have, which I feel it's kind of ridiculous. I think that teams should be able to kind of dictate, how much time they can spend out there not in pads, and being forced to have shorter practice. Today was an extended practice, but to be forced to have shorter practices, I think it's silly. Let me get signed in here. There we go. All right, so phone lines are open if you guys want to call in, if you have anything you want to comment on tonight about about today's practice notes, announcements, and observations. feel free. And if we don't get any calls here in a few moments, then I'm just going to go right into the next section. Which is Lions Media. As soon as I can figure out where I put it. I think I put it right here. There it is. All right, what's happening in the chat tonight? That's another thing I'm going to add. I'm going to try to work on a chat like aggregator that'll kind of tell me, you know, what you guys are talking about. So when I get caught up or want to get caught up, that I can just get it real quick and see what you guys are talking about. Inside the den at 9. Well, you know I'll be off by 9 then. My God, my sister sent me a picture of me and her from this old school photo. This has to be in North Carolina. That can't be me. Holy cow. That does not look like me one bit. Got some scrawny arms. J Mommy, that's a good point. Says, I take it not hearing anything from Tate Ratledge. He must be doing what is expected. You know, quite honestly, I just don't have any notes on him. I don't know if anybody else has any notes on him. I haven't read anything. I haven't listened to anything today. I have no idea, honestly. It's the one player that I haven't gotten into yet. I'm hoping by tomorrow I'll be able to get some more notes. Let's do a quick search and see if I can find anything on Tate. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I just saw the sideline report. Lions 2026 training camp tracker, latest updates, news, injuries, rumors, and more. I wish I had the time to do that on Detroit Football Journal. I still have to put yesterday's points up, and I'll try to get today's points up. It is not going to be a very well structured article because it is so big and so long. But it is what it is. I'll do what I can. It's more for me to speak about than it is really written, you know? All right, no calls. I'm going to hang up the line, and then we're going to go into media day. Here we go.
Said you felt great. At this point last year, we were asking you about your health, and you said you felt great. At this point last year, we were asking you about your health, and you said you felt great. You proved it 17 games, you played in everything. To be back out here in camp, none of those questions are coming at you. How free is it to be out there with the guys with that type of mentality?
Yeah, extremely liberating, man. It's I feel like a new person, physically, mentally. I feel like there was a lot looming last year going into the season, and man, it just feels good. Like everything's settled, and I can really just focus on football, keep what's important kind of in front of me.
With that being said, how high have you set goals for yourself this year?
Yeah, I mean, every year we're shooting for the stars.
Has that kind of comfortability manifest itself, throughout training camp and through these first 2 days? Like, how does it just allow you to be out there?
Yeah, I feel like I'm at my best when I'm just when they kind of give me the green light and I can just play to my fullest potential, And talking with Casey Rogers, he's just it's just the full green light, and I think he's got all the trust and belief in me. And
Aiden, bro, two things. Number one, I love the green light too, but I like the green light that plays in structure. And number two, it's Coach Rogers, not Casey. It's Coach Rogers. Too comfortable, bro. Too comfortable. Sorry. Said I had to.
I do to him as well. So it's just we have a great relationship, and one that I feel like he really frees me up.
Hutch, what has to happen over the next couple of weeks for you to feel comfortable going into week 1?
We could start next week, and I'd be all right personally. But I know we got to install some new plays and stuff. So and get this defense on the same page. It's been a good start for us. But yeah, I feel like, man, it's year 5. I could jump into it next week and be just fine. I feel.
You've got some new pieces around you. How are the new guys fitting in?
Good, man. Good. A couple new DNs with PT, Demo, DJ, all those dudes. Ahmed's coming along. We got a lot of new faces, but man, a lot of those dudes are my kind of dudes. Just quieter dudes, but like they really show it on the field. I love that. So I'm really looking forward to working with them.
With Ahmed, it's kind of like this is really his rookie year, even though he has a year of kind of being a pro to an extent. What have you seen from him so far, and how he's been able to tackle this as a football?
Yeah, man. Ahmed, I know he trained real hard this offseason, got in really good shape. So I think physically he's got all the pieces right now. He's just got to, mentally get in football and get as many reps as he can
crazy.
In order to just, expedite that.
That's a crazy stat, Wilson. That's an absolutely crazy stat. But Sauce Gardner's shut down. See, the problem is they don't throw at him. They haven't thrown at him. That's the biggest thing. You got to get thrown at to be able to get interceptions.
That learning curve a little bit, and I think he's been doing a great job.
Can you just talk about some of the biggest changes, I guess, that you've seen from year 1 to year 2 now with Shep at the DC?
Biggest changes from Shep. I think he evolved a lot in the season. I think by the end of the season, I felt we were playing some really good ball defensively, and man, I think his ability to listen to players and listen to feedback. I don't feel like he has an ego in that sense where if I were to go up to him and tell him something, he wouldn't be offended if I was questioning X, Y, or Z. But man, he's so smart. I think we have all the faith in the world in him.
Still be out there.
Feels great, man. Feels good to be back.
Hold up, I got to rewind that. No, that wasn't hate, Big Mike. It wasn't hate. It's just. I mean, you being a former coach, how would you feel if someone just came up to you and called you Mike? You know what I mean? When you're at the pro level, I don't think any of these guys walk around and call Dan Campbell Dan. You know what I'm saying? You got to call Casey Rogers Coach Rogers. Maybe they're on a first-name basis in Detroit. I honestly don't hear a whole lot of players calling coaches by their first name. I'm just saying. It's just a respect thing.
Be offended if I was.
I'm old school, even though I'm only 46 years young after yesterday.
Listen to players and listen to feedback. I don't feel like he has an ego in that sense where if I were to go up to him and tell him something, he wouldn't be offended if I was questioning X, Y, or Z. But man, he's so smart. I think we have all the faith in the world in him.
Okay, I don't like that. I'm sorry. I'm reading between the tea leaves right here. That sounded like, I don't want to say shots because I don't think Aiden's that kind of guy. But I got to listen to that again.
Like listen to players and listen and
we need to go back and listen to the question.
Expedite that learning curve a little bit. And I think he's been doing a great job.
Can you just talk about some of the biggest changes, I guess, that you've seen from year 1 to year 2 now with Shep at the DC?
So biggest changes from year 1 to year 2 with Calvin Shepard. Now the way he answers this, it's almost like, remember the question is biggest changes. So the way I look at that is I flip it the other way. What his answers are the things that he wasn't doing well last year. You following me? Are we rowing together? You get it? You get what I'm saying? That's the reason why when he said it the way he said it, I'm like, what? Like, okay, so were you going up to Calvin Shepard and voicing your opinion and saying you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, I want to do this, I want to do that? And he was like, no, because he's the coach? And then the way you said, I think we have all the faith in the world in him, kind of at the end, like it was kind of, we're reaching for it, we're trying to get it. That's the way it comes across to me, condescending a little bit. And it's not Hutch hate. I would say this about anybody that answered that question that way. I wouldn't answer the question that way because it sounded like he was taking shots, but not really shots. I don't know, man. I don't like the answer. We're going to listen to it one last time. We're going to move on.
Biggest changes from Ship. I think he evolved a lot in the season. I think by the end of the season, I felt we were playing some really good ball defensively, and man, I think his ability to listen to players and listen to feedback. I don't feel like he has an ego in that sense where if I were to go up to him and tell him something, he wouldn't be offended if I was questioning X, Y, or Z. But man, he's so smart. I think we have all the faith in the world in him.
How's it feel to be out there?
Feels great.
It should have been, I know we have all the faith in him. You know what I'm saying? You sow a little seed of doubt is what I felt there. Maybe I'm reaching a little bit too far, but maybe I'm not. Whatever.
Great, man. Feels good to be back. Training camp is here, so it's nice to be back playing ball.
Is there any differences? I think Shep said back in the spring, the offense was showing the defense a lot of stuff that they didn't really even get to last year until later in training camp. Do you feel like you're ahead of the curve from where you were last year?
I mean, I guess maybe a little so. Just with the stuff that we have in, we have a lot of stuff in. We ran a lot of stuff in OTAs, and we're kind of picking up where we left off. So I think the guys, we understand the offense pretty well. Drew's done a great job of installing it. Scotty's done a great job of teaching us everything. I mean, Scotty's super smart, so he helps us out a lot. And I think we've just all done a good job of collaborating and just honing in on the offense.
What are you working on at this stage of your career? What are you trying to get better at?
For me, it's just being consistent every year. That's the biggest thing. Being a good teammate, being a leader, doing whatever I can do to help the team win. That's the biggest thing.
That leader part, just how have you embraced that? Dan talked about this is Saints' team, this is Penny's team now. And just what's the evolution of kind of getting into that role? And now that you're there, how much have you embraced it?
Yeah, I think, obviously it starts with what you do on the field. Taking care of business there, showing guys, just leading by example. I think that's the biggest thing. And then after that, it's just bringing guys along, whether it's a young guy, whether it's an older guy that's maybe lost some confidence, whatever it is, bringing the whole team along so that we can, reach that end goal.
So much of what we try to tell about you guys in this camp sometimes is so surface level, trying to get back to the message of the grit and all that. But how much is on offense, understanding an offense and feeling comfortable in it, that really drives what you guys are trying to do during the summer?
I think it's really important when everyone's on the same page, everyone understands the offense. You understand why you're doing certain things, why you have emotion on a certain play, why we're killing it, whatever it may be. Once you get to that second level, third level of understanding the offense, you're just able to play that much faster. Everyone's on the same page, and you can kind of tell when offense is flowing and everyone gets it and everyone's just, making plays. The ball is being spread around. You've got a good run and pass game combination. It's just, you can tell when offense is flowing. That's what I feel like every offense wants to get to, but you got to work through the kinks definitely in training camp with installing different plays. Not every play is designed to beat the defense. You want to, coaches want to get certain looks and see if certain plays work. So that's all part of it. But as soon as you get closer to the season, that's when you really hone in on everything.
It'll be inevitable for us to compare how did that comfort level for you guys this year to where you guys were last year. What gives you the confidence that this offense as a whole can take a big step forward this season?
I think the guys that we have on our offense. What happened last year, I think, is motivating a lot of us as a team, even as an offense. But I think just the guys, the coaches, all of us here in this building, I'm confident in everyone.
What do you need to see in order for you to say, we got it?
I feel like there's never enough that you can see as a player because each week is different. You can have, you can go for 500 yards of offense one game, score 50 points, and the next game only score 6 points. So in this league, it's all about, doing it on a consistent weekly basis and winning games. If we win a game, 6-5, that's fine. If we win a game 51-50, that's also fine. Whatever it takes to win at this point. But as an offense, we definitely have a standard, and we know what our standard is. And every game is different, but we want to be up to that standard every game if we can.
Dan keeps talking about we want to get back to the way things were. I want to get back to the way things were in 2020. What does that mean to you as somebody goes around?
Yeah, I think it just means, the way we practiced each and every day, the way we played, that chip that we had on our shoulder each and every game, where we felt like we were the underdog every game. Just getting back to that, I think it's not going to be too hard for us to get back to that after what happened last year. I think we're on our way there. We just got to keep putting the work in each and every day.
You're obviously close to Jameer. You've been through the kind of contract negotiating process before. Have you been a sounding board for him during this process for him?
Jameer's my dog. I miss him out here. I think he'll be out here hopefully sooner rather than later. I talked to him quite a bit. Obviously, I can't share with you guys everything, but I love Jameer. I miss him out here. Like I said, he'll be out here sooner rather than later, hopefully.
How is the team dealing with that internally?
I think they're doing fine. Obviously, we're missing one of our best players on offense, which sucks. But he's still in the building. He's still, at all the meetings and everything. So I think that the players understand, what's going on. Everyone kind of gets it. It's part of this business, but I think we're still out there practicing, doing our thing. Guys stepping up, Isaiah, Vaki, Sailor. So giving other guys the opportunity too to maybe show what they can do. So this is, it all works out for a reason.
I take it didn't catch you guys by surprise.
Nah.
Is that the silver lining that Dan Campbell can talk about, where other guys get opportunity?
Yeah, you got to take advantage of every opportunity you get in this league, whether it's a guy sitting out like Jameer, and this is your chance to maybe get plays that you wouldn't have gotten if he was, practicing, or, whatever happens, a guy maybe goes down for a week and you got to step up and make plays. Whatever happens, this league is very unique, and it, guys get their opportunities in many different ways. And so if this is a way that, another running back can maybe show what they can do and help our team win games, then so be it. And then that running back needs to take that opportunity.
A couple more years.
A lot of people are predicting a year 2 jump from Isaac. What have you seen from him this offseason so far?
He looks good. Isaac looks a lot more comfortable. I think just him understanding what to expect with camp, the practices, the playbook, feeling more comfortable, the speed of the game, understanding, the offense. Offense hasn't changed too much from last year. Obviously, there's some new terminology and whatnot, but a lot of it has stayed the same. So for Isaac, I think, I put myself in his shoes when I was going into year 2. It's like you start to understand the plays. You're like, he's saying the play early on, you already know what the ending's going to be, so he can now think about how to get open, what release he wants to use.
Just a quick pause here. I'll probably continue on through Inside the Den. I know I'm going to end up having to clip it out because they have, all sorts of stuff happening in that is proprietary. It's copyright. But I'll stick around and watch it. I'm going to be in and out, but I'll play it, and then I may stop and start. You may not like that, but I might stop and start. We'll talk about a couple of things. I'll be brief. But anyway, I gotta let the dog out. We'll let him on. I'll play. I'll be back in a few moments. We'll put We'll put Inside the Den on. Inside the Den on when it's on.
Just being able to play fast, I think, is the biggest thing for him, and he's shown that, and I think he's gonna have a big jump this year.
What's the biggest difference you see out of the offense with Drew? Is it just the window dressing kind of stuff that you guys do, or how would you characterize that?
I think it's still early. It's tough to tell. A lot of the plays that we run in practice are scripted. So it's not, we haven't done any call-up periods really yet. So I'm gonna be excited to see that. But I mean, Drew's done a great job of, the schemes he has, the plays he's designing, the combination, making the runs look like passes, making everything look the same until it's not. He's doing a great job of that. So I'm just excited to be working with him. I know he's excited to be working with us, and we just got to keep on working through the kinks, like I said, each and every day.
We saw you out here yesterday working out. Looked like a big step. I mean, obviously you're in the biggest league right now. So can you just, how you feeling after everything you've been through the last 12 months?
I just want to say first and foremost, God is so good. Like, I love God with all my heart, and He has blessed me in so many different ways, and I'm just so thankful and so joyful just to even be here today, So when I go out there and I work hard, I do it for Him.
Have you maybe felt your mindset change since your baptism?
Yeah. My baptism, man, it was like an opening. Like, it opened a lot of things to me. Like, God opened my eyes and showed me a lot of things, and I'm just so thankful for it, because if I never got baptized, I would never be able to see the things I needed to see.
What's your level of optimism for what you can contribute this year?
Optimism?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
How optimistic are you that you're going to be on the field early in the season?
So I'm super optimistic, man. I never gave up. I'm going to always work hard. All I do is work. If you see me outside, I'm working. You know what I'm saying?
What last 10 months were you on the team?
I'd say that was my walk with God. Even though I got bad, I was walking with God. I swear.
What was it? Gotten any better? Like, do you feel better than you did 6-8 months ago?
Honestly, like, the best way I could describe that right there, I got a YouTube channel called Zap Network. Go click the YouTube link on my Twitter, on my Instagram bio. It tell you everything you need to know. It's called Fly Today. I got a song that dropped. It's called Fly Today. Y'all go check it out. It sounds pretty good. I'm a part-time rapper, football foremost. I play football first. But the song sound good. Go check it out.
What were some of the lengths that you went to try to get healthy?
The length?
Yeah.
I found God. That's the length I needed. I had told y'all I didn't need to do nothing else, nothing more. I just needed to strengthen my relationship with God, because God gonna take care of the rest. It was something out of my control, so I gave everything to God.
Kirby, you said that you woke up one morning last year and the knee was just swollen.
It was just swollen.
Can you explain when that was and kind of what that meant for you?
I don't remember when it was. Somewhere around when they dropped the article, when it happened. It was the same day. I was like, everybody found it at the same time. I found it at the same time. Everybody else found it at the same time. I woke up. It was swollen. I ain't think nothing much. I just like, I can still run, do all this. I'm finna go out there and practice. We had a scrimmage, but I'm running. I'm like, man, I ain't that fast today. I thought I was, I ate good that day. So I'm thinking there's a little breakfast or something going on. But nah, my knee was just, I couldn't, And I got the MRI, got the news. I said, I peeped though, because they was telling me about my injury and all that, this and that. I'm saying, only person that helped me with this is God. So we gonna, do what it do until God say I gotta sit down, and God sat me down Kansas game, and there you go.
Even if God was the instrument that made it happen, what doctors, who else did you see that maybe help you get through it?
Okay, see, things like that I can't disclose, okay? But God brought people into my life, and that I'm so thankful that I met these people, and I just hope that they're receiving all the blessings they get and all the support and love that they gave me. I'm super thankful for, and that's all I can say about it.
How cautious do you have to be now moving forward? I mean, is it a play-by-play thing? Is it
cautious? You trying to call me scary?
No, I'm not.
You trying to call me scary? I go hard. Every time you see me, I go hard. That's it. Yeah! Yeah!
Kirby, Dan told us yesterday we have a bonus if you would be on the field for week 1. Have you tried to set up a timeline for yourself?
God gonna work it out. God got the timeline. Whenever God want me out there, I'm gonna be out there. God don't want me out there, I ain't gonna be out there. But God want me out there, I'm gonna be out there.
We talked to you briefly last year. And
you gotta ask me a question, bro. You over here recording, you not saying nothing. Ask me a question. Ask me one more question. What you got for me?
You made a couple attempts to come back and practice last year, and obviously that was you. What was that process like?
And that was the beginning of my walk with God. He literally sat me down, and I listened. I feel like when God sit a lot of people down, they don't listen. Well, me, I listen. Like, coach, you ain't got to yell at me, you ain't got to do that, all that. Just tell me what I got to do, I'm going to do it,
How do you feel right now?
How I feel right now?
Kirby.
I can really describe how I feel right now if you click my YouTube short. Go on my YouTube, click my YouTube short. I got Fly Today. Go check it out. It's a hit. I got more coming. Just stay tuned. The Zap Network is coming. All your answers, all your questions, all the questions you got, the Zap Network. Zoop out.
All that was him plugging himself the entire time. Obviously, his relationship with God is super important to him. But that's all that was, man. Like, I'm sure that when the coaches found out that Kirby was going to get interviewed, they're probably like, oh, God. Like, what's going to happen, right? Kirby's like, God got it. He's got it. Just give me the mic, and I'll take care of it. That was absolute gold. Absolute gold. That might be one of the best Detroit Lion interviews I have ever seen, ever, from a player. And by the way, I just subscribed to Zap Network, Curb. Absolutely. All right, it's 8:59. We got to transition. I really wanted to get through Barnes, but we got to transition over and get Inside the Den on here. I forget. Is it going to be really? Is it on? It's on Netflix. No. Is it on YouTube? I don't even remember now. Nope. It's going to be on YouTube. Here it is. It's premiering here in a minute. It's been a hot minute. It's about time they put one out. You can forget that noise. I can't stand, like, YouTube should be better with the music they give us for premieres. Oh, you know what? I can't do this live. I totally forgot. It's like a live. I'll get hit. Yeah, I can't watch it. I can't watch it live. I'll get screwed. Well, I'll recap it in the morning. How's that? Because once it's a video, then I'm good. So I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on the other side and Inside the Den. All right? Take care. Go in pride. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Hopefully, as long as I can speak. Adios.